In today's digital world, protecting your financial identity is more important than ever. Freezing your credit is one of the most effective ways to prevent identity theft and unauthorized access to your credit report. But what does it actually mean to freeze your credit? Essentially, it restricts access to your credit file, making it much harder for fraudsters to open new accounts in your name. This simple step can save you from a lot of headaches down the road. In this video, we'll walk you through the safe way to freeze your credit and highlight common mistakes people make during the process. Before you start, it's important to understand what a credit freeze actually does. When you freeze your credit, you're telling the major credit bureaus to block access to your credit report. This means lenders, creditors, and even some employers won't be able to check your credit until you lift the freeze. However, it doesn't affect your credit score or your ability to use existing credit cards. Knowing these basics helps you make informed decisions and avoid unnecessary worries about your financial health. Freezing your credit isn't just for people who have already experienced identity theft. In fact, anyone who wants to add an extra layer of protection to their financial life should consider it. Whether you're a student, a working professional, or a retiree, freezing your credit can help keep your personal information safe. Even parents can freeze credit for their children to prevent child identity theft. It's a proactive step that benefits almost everyone. The first step in freezing your credit safely is gathering all the necessary information. You'll need your full name, address, date of birth, social security number, and possibly previous addresses. Having these details ready will make the process much smoother and help you avoid delays. It's also a good idea to have copies of identification documents, like your driver's license or passport, just in case the credit bureaus request them. Preparation is key to a hassle-free experience. To fully freeze your credit, you must contact all three major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Freezing your credit with just one bureau isn't enough, as lenders may check with any of them. Each bureau has its own process, but most allow you to freeze your credit online, by phone, or by mail. Make sure you complete the process with all three to ensure your credit is fully protected. Most people find it easiest to freeze their credit online. Each bureau has a secure website where you can submit your request. You'll need to create an account, verify your identity, and follow the prompts to complete the freeze. Make sure you're on the official website to avoid scams. Bookmark the sites for future reference, as you'll need to access them if you ever want to lift the freeze. If you prefer not to use the internet, you can freeze your credit by phone or mail. Each bureau provides a dedicated phone number and mailing address for credit freeze requests. When calling, be prepared to answer security questions. If mailing, use certified mail and include copies of your identification. This ensures your request is processed securely and efficiently. After you freeze your credit, each bureau will provide you with a PIN or password. This PIN is essential for lifting or temporarily unfreezing your credit in the future. Store these PINs in a safe place, such as a secure password manager or a locked file. Losing your PIN can make it difficult to manage your credit freeze later on, so take this step seriously. Once you've completed the freeze with all three bureaus, you should receive confirmation from each one. This may come as an email, letter, or online notification. Double check that you've received confirmation from all three. If you don't, follow up to ensure your credit is actually frozen. Keeping these confirmations is important for your records and future reference. A frequent mistake is freezing your credit with just one bureau. Remember, lenders can check your credit with any of the three major bureaus. If you only freeze one, your information is still vulnerable through the others. Always complete the freeze with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion for full protection. Skipping any of them leaves a gap in your security. Another common error is accidentally using unofficial or scam websites to freeze your credit. Always verify that you're on the official site of each credit bureau. Look for secure website indicators, such as HTTPS and the correct company name. Avoid clicking on links from emails or ads. Instead, type the bureau's web address directly into your browser to stay safe. Forgetting or losing your PINs is a mistake that can cause major headaches. Without your PIN, you may not be able to unfreeze your credit when you need to apply for a loan or a new credit card. Always store your PINs in a secure place, such as a password manager or a locked file. Consider making a backup copy in a separate, safe location. Some people assume their credit is frozen after submitting the request, but don't actually confirm it. Always wait for confirmation from each bureau before considering the process complete. If you don't receive confirmation, follow up promptly. This ensures your credit is truly protected and there are no loose ends. Never share your credit freeze, PINs, or passwords with anyone you don't fully trust. Sharing this information can put your credit security at risk. Treat your PINs like you would your bank account passwords, keep them private and secure. If you suspect someone else has access, contact the credit bureau immediately to reset your PIN. If you move or change your name, don't forget to update your information with the credit bureaus. Outdated information can cause problems if you need to lift your freeze or verify your identity later. Always keep your contact details current to avoid unnecessary delays or complications. There may be times when you need to temporarily lift your credit freeze, such as when applying for a loan or a new job. Each bureau allows you to lift the freeze online, by phone, or by mail. You'll need your PIN or password to do this. Plan ahead, as it may take a few minutes to a few days for the freeze to be lifted, depending on the method you choose. If you only need to lift your credit freeze for a specific lender or a limited time, you can request a temporary lift. This allows you to keep your credit protected while still allowing necessary checks. Specify the dates or the name of the company that needs access. Once the period ends, your freeze will automatically go back into effect. If you decide you no longer want your credit frozen, you can request a permanent lift. This process is similar to freezing your credit and requires your PIN or password. Be sure you really want to remove the freeze, as your credit will be accessible to lenders and others once again. Consider the risks before making this decision. One of the biggest misconceptions is that freezing your credit will hurt your credit score. In reality, a credit freeze has no impact on your score. It simply restricts access to your credit report. You can still use your existing credit cards and pay your bills as usual. Understanding this helps you make confident decisions about your financial security. Even with a credit freeze in place, some entities can still access your credit report. These include existing creditors, debt collectors, and certain government agencies. This means your current credit card companies can still review your account, and you'll still receive pre-approved offers. It's important to know who can and cannot access your credit under a freeze. Children are increasingly targeted for identity theft. Parents can freeze their child's credit to prevent fraudsters from opening accounts in their name. The process is similar to freezing your own credit, but you'll need to provide additional documentation, such as your child's birth certificate and proof of guardianship. Taking this step early can protect your child's financial future. Seniors are often targeted by scammers. Freezing credit is a smart way for older adults to protect themselves from financial fraud. The process is the same as for anyone else, but it's especially important for seniors to keep their PINs and documentation organized. Family members can help seniors navigate the process if needed. A credit freeze and a fraud alert are not the same thing. A fraud alert notifies lenders to take extra steps to verify your identity before granting credit, but it doesn't block access to your credit report. A credit freeze, on the other hand, stops most access entirely. Knowing the difference helps you choose the right protection for your needs. You may also hear about credit locks. While similar to a credit freeze, a credit lock is usually offered by credit bureaus as a paid service and can be turned on or off instantly through an app. However, it may not offer the same legal protections as a freeze. Always compare the features and costs before choosing between a freeze and a lock. A credit freeze remains in place until you decide to lift it. There's no expiration date, and it's free to keep your credit frozen for as long as you want. This gives you control over your financial security. Just remember to keep your PINs and documentation safe so you can manage your freeze whenever necessary. A credit freeze only stops new credit inquiries. It doesn't affect your existing credit cards, loans, or other accounts. You can still use your credit as usual, pay bills, and manage your finances. The freeze simply blocks new accounts from being opened in your name without your permission. Some employers check credit reports as part of the hiring process. If you're applying for a job that requires a credit check, you'll need to temporarily lift your freeze. Plan ahead and coordinate with the employer to ensure your credit report is accessible when needed. This helps avoid delays in your job application process. Landlords often check credit reports before approving rental applications. If you're planning to rent, you'll need to temporarily lift your credit freeze for the landlord or property manager. Make sure to ask which credit bureau they use so you can lift the freeze only where necessary, saving you time and effort. If you want to apply for a new loan or credit card, you'll need to temporarily lift your credit freeze. Contact the relevant bureau, provide your PIN, and specify the lender if possible. Once the lender has checked your credit, you can refreeze it for continued protection. Even with a credit freeze, you may still receive pre-approved credit card or loan offers. This is because some companies use alternative methods to send offers. If you want to stop these offers, you can opt out through the official opt-out pre-screen website. This is a separate process from freezing your credit. If you need to unfreeze your credit quickly, the fastest way is usually online. Log into your account with the credit bureau, enter your PIN, and follow the prompts. Most online requests are processed within minutes. Phone and mail requests may take longer, so plan accordingly if you're in a hurry. If you lose your PIN or password, don't panic. Each bureau has a process for recovering or resetting your credentials. You may need to provide additional identification and answer security questions. The process can take some time, so it's best to keep your PIN safe from the start. You can check the status of your credit freeze by logging into your account with each bureau. Most bureaus provide a dashboard where you can see if your credit is currently frozen or not. This is a good way to confirm your protection and make changes if needed. Yes, freezing and unfreezing your credit is free by law in the United States. You don't have to pay any fees to the credit bureaus for this service. Be wary of anyone who tries to charge you for freezing your credit, as this could be a scam. It's a good idea to check your credit freeze status at least once a year, or whenever you experience a major life change, such as moving or changing jobs. Regular checks help ensure your freeze is still in place and your information is protected. Currently, credit freezes are only available for personal credit reports, not business credit. If you own a business, monitor your business credit regularly and use other security measures to protect your company's financial information. If you've been a victim of identity theft, freezing your credit is a crucial step. You should also file a report with the Federal Trade Commission and consider placing a fraud alert on your credit. These actions work together to help stop further damage and protect your financial future. To report identity theft, visit the Federal Trade Commission's official website and follow their step-by-step guide. You'll need to provide details about the theft and may need to file a police report. Keep copies of all documentation for your records and follow up with the credit bureaus to ensure your freeze and fraud alerts are in place. If your information is exposed in a data breach, act quickly. Freeze your credit, change your passwords, and monitor your accounts for suspicious activity. Consider signing up for credit monitoring services for added protection. Acting fast can help prevent identity theft before it starts. Even with a credit freeze, it's important to monitor your credit regularly. You can request a free credit report from each bureau once a year at annualcreditreport.com. Review your reports for any unfamiliar accounts or errors and report them right away. Staying vigilant is key to long-term financial security. Scammers may try to trick you into revealing your PIN or personal information. Be cautious of unsolicited calls, emails, or texts claiming to be from a credit bureau. Never share your PIN or social security number unless you're sure you're dealing with the official bureau. When in doubt, contact the bureau directly using their official contact information. Freezing your credit is just one part of protecting your digital identity. Use strong, unique passwords for all your accounts, enable two-factor authentication, and be cautious about sharing personal information online. These habits, combined with a credit freeze, create a strong defense against identity theft. Educate your family members about the importance of credit freezes. Make sure everyone understands how to freeze and unfreeze their credit, keep PINs secure, and recognize potential scams. Sharing this knowledge helps protect your entire household from financial fraud. Let's quickly review the key steps to freezing your credit safely. Gather your information, contact all 3 bureaus, use official websites, set up and secure your PINs, and confirm the freeze with each bureau. Avoid common mistakes like using unofficial sites or forgetting your PINs. With these steps, you can protect your financial future with confidence. Freezing your credit is a powerful tool for protecting your financial identity. By following the right steps and avoiding common mistakes, you can keep your credit safe from fraudsters and enjoy greater peace of mind. Remember to stay vigilant, keep your information updated, and educate those around you. Your financial security is worth the effort.